Hello YouTube, welcome to part 9 of my tutorial for Kerbal Space Program, and we are currently doing this mission. This is going to be the next mission. It's going to be to test the lv909 liquid fuel engine while landed at Kerbal. It's pretty much exactly the same as what you'd have had before. It's just engage the engine while landed at Kerbal. But what you can do, I'll show you something that I didn't show you in the last video. With the landing gear, if you look here, to perform the test, use the run test option in part of the context menu when all test conditions are met. So that's basically what you need to do. If you look at these ones here, it will say perform the test, activate the part during a staging sequence when all the conditions are met. So again, some of those are a bit weird, really. Like, say for instance, if I go to these ones here, perform test, blah, blah, blah. The thing is once you get to this height, you've normally already ejected all of your stuff, because obviously your radial decouplers are going to have a lot of things like extra engines or whatever on there to fuel tanks or whatever to get you into space in the first place. And by the time you get to this height, you're either over this speed already or something similar. So you're either over that speed and you can't re-eject it because you don't have anything to eject, or something like that. So there is that. It's a bit of a pain in the neck. So today I'm going to basically do the test the lv909 liquid fuel engine landed at Kerbal and possibly to orbit Kerbal. So I'll come back to you guys very shortly with a build and all that good stuff ready to roll, and I'll see you soon. Okay, welcome back. I'm just going to show you how to do it. To be honest, it seems relatively simple. To be honest, all you realistically need to do is get off the surface of the planet. So we pretty much put that on there. We want one small pod. That'll do. We want the lv909 liquid fuel engine. So we just chuck that on the bottom there, and we're pretty much set and ready to go to get this first mission complete. I'm going to put a... No, let's not put a radial parachute on there. Let's just put a standard parachute on. It doesn't really need to be too much. And that's pretty much all you really need, is that. So what we're going to do to make sure that it stays on its feet, we're going to put one of them on the bottom here. We're going to put one of these on the bottom right there. And then pretty much this is how it's going to roll. We're going to go this into there. And that's pretty much all you need. So we should, if I just save this as space number 7, sorry, space 7, and this is the lv909 liquid fuel engine, so LFE, and we just do landed. And this is pretty much it. So we are going to go save, and we're going to launch. And this is realistically all you really need to do. I believe you just got to test the part in staging. If that's correct, it's already activated there. So you just press T to bring up your SAS module, and bam, and away you go. And a nice and easy to complete quest. So nice and easy. We're going to flip the ship around. I'm going to eject it. There we go. Nice and easy. No problem. And sorted, just get down to the ground. Lovely jubbly, sorted. So very easy quest to complete. Now I'm going to try and get us into orbit, and I'll see you guys in a moment. Hello YouTube, welcome back. This is take number like 7 or 8. I'm starting to get really cheesed off with this now. I know this setup will get me into orbit. For some reason, it just isn't allowing me to do anything at the moment. So I need to separate these. So that goes in there. So when that ejects, that engages, and then that ejects when I want it to eject. Okay, so we are set and ready to go. Bring the engines by using the left control all the way to the bottom. It's left shift to increase throttle. We just want a little bit of control with the SAS because I haven't got any anything else. So basically spacebar to engage and go. The idea we want is to make sure that the apoapsis reaches about 75 to 85,000 meters. Then you can obviously make your adjustments from there. This isn't exactly the most stable rocket in the world. For some reason I'm getting some yaw and pitch problems when engaging. I think it's got something to do with this being slightly imbalanced. in terms of it being slightly heavy at the top there, and it makes these wobble a little bit, and I might disengage some of the Clampertron Udamabobs. So what we're going to do, we're just going to stick with what we've got at the moment. We'll readjust our position momentarily. When these get ready to burn out, I'll readjust my orbit or my position. So let's throttle up, disengage those. Let's start turning over. So you basically want to head towards the 90-degree point on your nav ball. Burn straight up into the air. Don't know, get about 25,000 maybe, and then start to pitch over. So you ended up a bit further down. So we're still burning quite nicely. Let's start to pitch over a little bit. There we go. So 36, and then let's pitch right over to the 45-degree point, which is on this marker here. So you keep burning there. Just want to get this basically up to 75 to 80,000. Well, about 85,000 meters is probably about nice. It's where you really want to be. So 60, 70, 75, 80. Let's go to 85. There we go. 85,000 meters, and we're fine. So press M to go into your map view, which will give you your positions. You want to basically get a node right on the edge of the apoapsis right there. You want to grab this green marker, spin it all the way around until you get a PE, which is this one right here. That's 312,080K. So let's move that around a little bit more. Here we go. So 307 by 85K. That's pretty much where I need to be. Now, we haven't got enough fuel to do this in one go, so what we need to do is we need to get slightly closer to the apoapsis. We burn the rest of the fuel. If I bring up the module, the fuel module, you'll see we'll basically have slightly less fuel to go. I need to basically burn this off very shortly, so we'll get ourselves rearranged back to where we need to be, which is this marker here. This is your target marker for when you engage your engines. And I'm going to start to burn very, very shortly. So let's start the burn now. And as soon as I run out of fuel, which I think I just did, I'm going to eject it and burn. So we want to burn this one pretty hard because we need to basically burn for 2 minutes. So the idea is that you chase your apoapsis around. So if you say, for instance, I'm closing on the apoapsis really fast. If you start to raise your nose just slightly, you'll see the apoapsis start to change in terms of its position. So say 20 seconds, 21, it's getting away from me now. Yeah, so I basically lower my nose a little bit and I start to catch up a little bit. So that's basically kind of how I do this. You want to chase the apoapsis all the way around. So 24 seconds. Doing okay. Let's get the nose back down. And then we want to chase that back round. So this is basically how you can do it manually. There is a better way of doing it so that you're not chasing the apoapsis and you can just burn just straight through. But I find that if you pass the apoapsis for any reason, the burn becomes 3 times harder. So you kind of want to burn towards it, but stay at a good node. As you can see, that the orbit is changing. I still got plenty of delta V to get through this. So now I can go right onto the 90-degree angle. Let's rearrange that. There we go. I can go right flat square across the planet. I haven't exactly got a dead straight burn trajectory, but it's better than a sharp stick in the eye. So what we want to do, we want to wait for the PE to appear on the other side. As you can see, the orbit is starting to change. It's chasing away from us really hard. You'll see a PE very shortly. So here it is. Here it comes. Here it comes. Now you want to burn this one all the way around. Come on round. Come on round. That'll do. and we are now in orbit around Kerbin. Now, obviously, the orbit's not going to be absolutely spectacular, you know, 206,000 by 88,000, but we are in orbit, and there's your mission complete from the upper echelons. So, orbit Kerbin mission done. 30 science, a lot of kuros, a lot of prestige. You know, Jebediah Kerman is now in orbit of Kerbal. So, in terms of getting him back, you know, even then, my actual orbit that I did manually was better than the actual orbit that I designed. But there you go, it does happen. So there we go, we are in orbit around Kerbin, and that's pretty much how you do that one. So I'm going to come back in a few minutes, and I'll show you a deorbit burn to get back to possibly the Space Center. Possibly. I doubt it, but possibly. Okay, so guys, I'll see you very, very shortly. Okay, now we're in orbit. Now it's time to get back onto the planet of Kerbin. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a full loop around the Kerbin orbit, and I'm going to come around the other side, and I'm going to basically burn retrograde. Now, what retrograde is basically this one here. You'll see like the reticle circle with an X in the middle. That's basically you're turning and you're facing away from where you would normally be going. So you'd be normally burning into a westerly direction, so that you bring your speed down and let the gravity of Kerbin bring you back to the planet. That's pretty much how they burn in any sort of system. Now, what I want to do is I want to use the atmosphere to slow me down. So I basically try to burn a little bit further on, let the thing come back down, hopefully land somewhere near the Kerbin shores. I've tried landing this area before, and I've failed so many times. It is just a pain in the neck to get to. We're probably going to be landing in the dark, so that's going to be a bit of a pain. But I do have the mark of the Kerbin shores, so that's not too bad. It's okay. I can deal with that. So our estimated burn is going to be about 4 seconds, and the burn time is going to be about 20 minutes. So I'm going to fast forward the time. I'm going to basically get myself set up on the node, which should be around here somewhere. Which should be there. There we go. Now, what you'll probably find as I speed up time, I'm going to basically speed up time until I get around about here somewhere, and then I'm going to do some science. So you can see me doing that science as well, and that's the way that's the way I'm going to be doing it. So the way to speed up time is you use your arrow keys. Not necessarily those arrow keys, but basically your full stop and if you're using a UK keyboard, of course, UK keyboard, it's basically your full stop and your comma buttons. Your full stop will increase the time delay, so you move slightly fast. Obviously, everything in space takes a million times longer. So you want to come all the way around, and then I want to stop it around about here. So you press the comma button to decrease the time delay, and then I want to go right into here, and then obviously I want to right click and I want to observe the materials bay, and that'll give me that and 25 science if I bring it back. I'm going to do right click, and I'm going to do a crew report, which gives me nothing, which is fantastic. I'm going to do a quick EVA. So EVA, right click, do an EVA report, Jebediah, 8 science, lovely jubbly. Right click, and you go take data. Right click, store experiments. So he's put all the experiments back in there. So if I do need to make any EVA reports, I can. Now we can do observe the mystery goo, and that gives me 10 science if I bring it back safe and sound. I've already done this mystery goo. Once these are used, they're pretty much useless. So once they're used up, they're pretty much dead and gone, and we're ready for the burn. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to our map view, and we're going to make our burn at this marker. So let's bring that maneuver mode node back up again. So we want that. I want that marker up. Okay, so there we are. There's the marker. So the burn is going to be for about 4 seconds, and it's going to be 9 minutes away. So I'm going to speed time up again. We're going to get over there. So come on round. Zip, zip, zip on round. So now we're 2 minutes away. We're a minute away. Let's speed up a little bit more. We go with 10 seconds away, so we've got a burn in about 4 or 5 seconds. So and then press X to cut the burn off, and that should do it. So now that should bring your power axis. Now if I get rid of that node, you'll see it. Where is it? There you are. Your power axis should now be down to, is that 30,000 meters? Yeah, 30,000 meters. It's not ideal. I'd like it a bit further down than that. I can actually adjust that. There you go. If I just activate my engines just a little bit, I can readjust that position to. Yeah, I'll do. That's lovely jubbly. So this will basically bring us right down onto the planet's surface, with obviously our different bits and bobs. Now we're going to be landing in the sea. Maybe we might even land in the mountains, just short of the Kerbal Space Center there. So again, we zip on round, and then I want to bring, as we start to come into the atmosphere, we're down to, let's have a look, how far down are we? 70,000 meters. Now I could probably eject this engine. I don't really need it now, so let's get rid of that. I want to keep these though, so these I want to keep. Now what I could have done is I could have used the engine as a burnout and let that burn up while we're falling towards the planet. You can do that. You can use your engine as you're coming into it, use that to absorb a lot of the heat, and then eject the engine away when you're finished with it. The hope is that we're going to come in nice and swiftly and land right around here somewhere. Now, if you think about atmospheric pressure and wind and stuff, it's just going to come down really fast. As you can see, look, 19,000. And that's going to come down as soon as we start accelerating towards the planet. We are going retrograde, so there is that. I can speed up time a little bit. I just warp time a little bit. As we start to slow down, you'll see what I may do, and when we get close to the ground, I may eject the parachutes. You know what, I might do that now actually. Let's add a node. Let's do these. So as you can see, the wind is basically slowing us down. And then what I'll do is when we get to our lowest point, which I'm going to slow down a little bit now, so you're starting to pick up some atmospheric pressure coming in pretty fast. So it's starting to slow us down massively, and as you'll see our yeah, we're going to come way short of where we really need to be. But as you can see, we're slowing right down. We're slowing really fast. So let's have a look. How high are we? We're 24,000 meters. We're going to end up in the drink somewhere. That's a shame, but at least we're going to land. We're going to land with all the data and the science and stuff from all the experiments, from being out there in the well, up there somewhere. So what I could do, I can eject them if I want. I could always also leave it, let it go, and just take the whole ship with me, because it's all still set and ready to go. You know, it's burning up quite nicely. It's probably quite hot. So look, yeah, everything seems okay. So we're coming in pretty fast. You know, we're coming in pretty steep, to be honest. But there we go. Atmospheric effects are starting to drift off. We're starting to increase speed. Deploy that chute, and that will start to slow us right down. For some reason, these chutes didn't deploy when I asked them to. And there we go. That will slow us down even further. And then we just speed up time a little bit. Now, what you do with the chutes, if you want to speed up time and have the chutes out, make sure that when you get to about 1,000 meters, you slow down. You slow your speed down, because what happens is that they will eject off when they open up if you're going too fast. So you've got to be really careful with them. They can be a real pain in the neck. So once the chutes are open, you basically just speed up time until you come down to about 20 meters or so, and then away you go. So nice and easy, nice and easy. So 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and then you slow speed down and you land nicely in the sea. Jebediah's happy, everybody's happy. We recover the vessel. That's the end of this tutorial for orbiting and the testing the lv909 liquid fuel booster. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.